Hey everybody, it's Timothy here with Mana Rocks, and it is time for By Force again. This is a series where I'm going to take the current limited set, which is Ravnica Allegiance this time around, and I'm going to spin a wheel, and whatever guild I land on is the guild I'm going to force in this draft. I'm going to force it as best I can, which means I'm probably going to end up with a train wreck. I'm going to ignore signals for the open guild, which again, by force is here basically to tell you not to force because it doesn't always work, but sometimes it does and we end up with sweet things. We're going to pick our guild at random and we're going to pass up basically anything that doesn't fit in that guild. Ravnica is a little bit of a special case here because there are gates and I will reserve the right to, splash if I feel like a bomb is on color or it's just bomby enough that I can play it, but for the most part, we're going to do our best to stick to our guild, even if that means passing something. So if I end up in, I don't know what, Simic as the chosen guild and I open Ethereal Absolution, tough luck, should have been an Orzhov. So first things first, let's go ahead and look at our guilds. We haven't done this yet, so we've got all the guilds on there. Plus I've got gates. I did this last time with Guilds of Ravnica, and I thought it went pretty well. But we're going to go ahead and spin our wheel, our super duper high-tech wheel here. You can see definitely chose a really high-tech website for this. And Simic it is, so let's go ahead and open Ethereal Absolution. Simic's cool, though. I think the thing I really like about Guilds of Ravnica as opposed to... Or, I'm sorry, Ravnica Allegiance as opposed to Guilds of Ravnica is that I like all of the guilds. Rakdos I find to make a really hard... It's hard to make a good deck for, but I like playing all the guilds. I find them fairly balanced, and none of the guilds are so bad, whereas in Guilds of Ravnica... There was like Golgari and Selesnya, which were pretty bad, and like the blue decks just stomped everything else. So before we start here, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to check out more of By Force, stay tuned, and also check out the 7 Days of Chaos on the channel, which is a series of 7 Chaos drafts that I did on Magic Online, and it was pretty fun. That's basically all I'm going to say about that. Go check it out for yourself, but remember, like, comment, subscribe here on Mana Rocks. Let's go ahead and jump into our draft. And force Simic. What are we hoping for? Shark to Crab? Biomancer's Familiar? These are the cards I would like the most. Hero Precinct 1's a sweet card, but we're not going to take it here. Wow, shafted from the get-go. Shafted from the very beginning. There's not a single Simic card in this pack. There's a Guild Gate and a Gift of Strength. Wow, that's bad. I guess I'm just going to take Guild Gate here. We can't even wheel something. That's so bad. This is, again, a reason not to force things. I could just take Hero Precinct 1, but I'm going to take the Guild Gate, right? A lot of times your Simic or Gruul decks are going to end up looking like Team or Gates decks, and if that's what we end up with, I'm not going to pass up on, like, a Gatebreaker Ram or a Gate Colossus, but, wow. Hero Precinct 1 is sweet, but, we are saving that for another draft. Obviously, I wouldn't do something like this on Moto because there's actual value assigned to the cards, but for Arena, where basically any given card is the same as any other, I'm fine doing it. We do have better picks for our second pack. Unfortunately, this print run is really annoying, the Regenesis Wilderness Reclamation print run, because they're both kind of busts of cards, and whenever you open one, you tend to have the other one with it. Gyre Engineer is also a card that people seem to think is busted, and it's just fine, right? If you draw it exactly and play it exactly on turn 3, plus you have like the God Hand of 5 and 6 drops, it's really good, right? But later in the game, it drops off quite a bit. I'd rather just have a Growth Spiral. I am going to take Chili Bee here, though. Chillbringer is awesome. Fits in Simic just fine. Simic does have a lot of late game adapt costs and stuff like that, so you don't need a lot of expensive creatures, but Chillbringer is what a lot of people claim to be the best blue common in the set, and I'm inclined to agree with them. Here we go. This is better. So Gateway Sneak is one of the cards we're looking for when we draft gates, whenever that pops up. And this print run comes up a lot. In fact, what was taken out of this pack? This, and some other card get... I can't think of it. It's like Biogenic Upgrade or something like that. But the print runs are so obvious in this set compared to previous sets. I'm going to take Growth Chamber Guardian, which is kind of my boy. Shows up a lot. Drafted a bunch for the channel already, and we've already seen Growth Chamber Guardian come up quite a bit. Next pack, a little bit on the weaker side. I think our first pick sucked, and our next two cards were pretty good. There's Essence Capture, which I like to have. It's a little bit of a non-bow with Adapt, But your Simic decks aren't always just like straight up adapt decks. You usually have a decent number of adapt creatures, but it's not like every creature in your deck has adapt, right? There's also Fairy Duelist, which I like to pick up late, even though I think the card is good. Stony Strength, which is a fine combat trick, but you're usually not hurting. In fact, I would willing to bet Stony Strength just comes back out of this pack. Rebel Slinger's a little bit on the poor side, and then Gruul Guildgate would be nice if we already had a payoff, but we don't. Oh, there's a Gateway Sneak. Okay. See, Gateway Sneak, you don't even need to be in a gate deck to make this card good. It's just fine on its own. If you can find ways to get it in there, ways to tap your opponent's creatures down and then attack, then Gateway Sneak's good. And it does get better if you have gates. Lockets are a little bit better in Simic than they are in some of the other guilds because you can use the excess mana, but this is a pretty easy Gateway Sneak. Followed by probably just Arrester's Admonition. Decent bounce spell. Quench is okay, but I don't want too many of these counter spells. I do want more creatures, though. But taking up Arrester's Admonition here is fine over Azorius Guildgate. Doesn't look like green is particularly open. Could take Scuttlegator here. It is the most Simic card. It works decently with Essence Capture, but honestly, if you have that draw, you're going to use Essence Capture long before you play your Scuttlegator. I have found Scuttlegator to be annoying, though, when you play it. Even if it can't attack, your opponent really can't attack even into you anymore. Lots of awesome Orzhov cards here. Gateway Plaza also a consideration, but I'll take the Scuttless Gator. Ooh, High Alert. This is the card I'm really hoping to open when I do Azorius. That or like Dovinbon. But High Alert is a sweet deck. Not really worth splashing here. It only improves our Gateway Sneak. I'm just going to take Growth Spiral over Sage's Rose Savant. Not that Savant's terrible, but I do like the first Growth Spiral. Back to the opening pack, I'm going to take Gift of Strength over Coral Commando. And another Growth Spiral. Wilderness Reclamation is a okay Simic card if you get just non-stop adapt creatures. If you have a lot of the flash creatures, a lot of instants, and a lot of adapt creatures, then Wilderness Reclamation becomes a real card. But if you're just playing a deck like mine, I probably wouldn't even consider it. And take Growth Spiral here over the Guildgate. If I had a Gatebreaker Ram, I would definitely take the Azorius Guildgate. This is going to be a Gruul Locket in case red comes up. See, Stony Strength Wield. Don't really like playing more than one combat trick if I can avoid it. Alright, so blue did seem halfway open. Green did not seem particularly open, but we did get a third pick Growth Chamber Guardian, which is just a good card. Moving into pack 2, Shafted again. This is not a good pack for Simic. Lumber and Battlement is really strong. In fact, I wonder if it's worth splashing here. It's not like it's a great combo with adapt creatures. It's fine with Chillbringer, but you're not going to put your Chillbringer underneath it. If not the Lumber and Battlement, then we're probably taking, I guess, Rampage and Renhorn's okay. Also Skewer the Critics here, Azorius Guildgate, and Code of Constraint's a fine card. Wall of Lost Thoughts and Thought Collapse are last pick considerations here. I'm going to take Renhorn, just a beater. Ooh, Terramander. Hello. Also Aeromunculus. Not a bad pack. Gateway Plaza and Azorius Guildgate as well. Terramander is an innocuous card. It gets a lot better when you have a bunch of Growth Spirals and combat tricks. This is the type of card that I thought it would be okay. I think in my reviews I said it'd be better in Azorius, and it's good in Azorius, but it's actually just really good. Your opponent oftentimes doesn't want to use their removal on a 1-mana 1/1, and then it just sneaks up on you. Sometimes it adapts for 5 mana, and boom, they can't kill it anymore with like their Grotesque Demise. Aeromunculus would also be a great pick here. We're going to take Aeromunculus here. Skitter Eel is also fine. Skitter Eel is the type of card that looks like it's not very good, but it plays quite well, and I've been more impressed with it than I thought I would, but I like the Aeromunculus. Following that up, lots of Skewers, lots of Aeromunculi. Is that right? Aeromunculi? I don't know. Sphinx of the Guild Pact, a card that I think is worth talking about. I don't think this card is very good, but if you need a late game creature to end the game, then you could play the Sphinx. Simic is one of the decks, and Azorius is another one of the decks where I would consider playing this. But in a Gruul deck, you usually have enough beef that you don't need a card like this. And Hexproof from Monocolor just basically doesn't even matter, because a lot of the monocolored cards can't kill a 5/5 anyway. Like Skewer the Critics doesn't kill it, so there's no point in it being hexproof from Skewer. And then a lot of the cards that do kill it are just like split cards or multicolor cards. So I don't think Sphinx is very good, but it's a serviceable finisher. Easy Aeromunculus for us there. Titanic Brawl is a card that a lot of people said they don't like very much, and I don't think it's great. I think it's similar to Scorchmark, where you probably want at most one, and it's not awesome. If you're in Gruul, you really want Savage Smash, but I do think it's better than the third Growth Spiral. It's also a consideration for Gateway Plaza, but I'm going to take Brawl here. Follow up with, I don't like Prying Eyes or Humongulous. We could use a little bit more beef. We've got 3 good flyers here, but outside of Growth Chamber Guardian, Scuttlegator, we don't have a lot of beef. Sagittarius Volley is a nice sideboard card, though, so I think I'm going to take that. Volley feels really good sometimes. Ooh, Clear the Stage. This card does not get respected on Arena very much. I'm not sure why. Probably because it doesn't really fit in Rakdos, but anyway, another Growth Spiral or another Rendhorn. I don't think Growth Spiral is actually amazing. The first one is really good, I think, and then the second one drops off, and after that, don't really want too many more, so I'll take another Rendhorn. Followed by, I'll take Skittereel now. Skittereel's decent. Thought Collapse or Brush Strider. Thought Collapse lets me play a more control game with some of my adapt creatures. Plays pretty well with cards like Skittereel, where if your opponent doesn't give you a target worth countering, you can go ahead and adapt instead. Same for basically any of those. Might just need a creature, though. Terramander does want me to have a lot of instants and sorceries. Right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 creatures. I think that's decent. I don't really love Brush Strider either, so I'll take Thought Collapse. Followed by, I guess, Brush Strider here. I still don't have anything I'm really considering splashing, so taking the gates doesn't seem amazing. Probably end up cutting Brush Strider, but that's fine. Not even an uncommon for the vault. Disrespectful. Disrespectful. Alright, Caretaker just never makes my deck, so I am going to take a card for Vault Progress here. Alright, well, Orzhov looking open, but those cards aren't particularly good, so it's not really a sign anyway. We already knew Orzhov was open. Electro Dominance is a nice one, but we can't play it. We're not even super close to playing it, but we will take Sauroform Hybrid. That being said, Arena does not seem to respect this card either, and there's a chance you could wheel it and take, like, I don't know, Essence Capture. But I don't even really want the second Essence Capture, and I really want the first Hybrid, so I'm not going to pass up on that opportunity. Boom! Mass Manipulation. This card is hard to cast, but you only need X to be 1 for it to be a good card. 6 mana to steal a creature is perfectly fine. We had Inbolus's Clutches recently in Dominaria, which did the same thing, and this is a little bit better than that, even if it is harder to cast. And sometimes if the game stalls out and you get to 2, it's fantastic. I wouldn't mind another Skittereel. Clan Crusher is worth considering on the splash because it is good in Simic, but we're not really looking to splash here, and it's also not going to make our deck anyway. Summary Judgment's good. Axebane Beast I think is serviceable but replaceable, and then these are borderline replaceable as well. So I'm going to take Mass Manipulation, which is close to a bomb. Not exactly a bomb, but close. A little bit of a harder pick here. Wayfinder is fine, right? This card doesn't play as well as it looks like it should, because I think a lot of people see it as an uncommon with card advantage, and it's not card advantage. It doesn't actually draw you a card, it just makes sure you know what your next card is. I like it a lot better when you're playing a gate deck, because it can help you find certain gates and ship the rest of the stuff you don't need to the bottom. Our deck might play it here because we do have a need for a lot of mana, so hitting our land drops is important. And we have a Brawl, a Skittereel, and a Growth Spiral that might wheel. Frenzied Airings, Rester's Admonition. There's a lot of cards that could wheel here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards if I take this. I'm mostly taking it because I want another 2-drop in my deck. Okay, we could take pretty much a generic 3/3 flyer. This card is worse than Chillbringer by far. Some people debate that, and I don't think it's particularly close. The +1/+0 just doesn't come up that often, whereas Chillbringer lets you get in a lot more damage anyway. Windstorm Drake lets you basically pump 1 or 2 other creatures. This is fine in Azorius. Emergency Powers, borderline unplayable, not completely. And then Shimmer of Possibility would be really nice with Terramander, but I don't think I need to work too much to make this Terramander good. So I'm probably going to take the generic 3/3 flyer. I already got 3 5-drops, so maybe not. Axebane Beast, Admonition. Might just take Admonition. Yeah, let's go with that. 2 is usually where I like having my Admonitions. I don't like having too many more than that. Open the Gates doesn't seem necessary in a deck that's not playing any gate payoffs or splashing, which is unusual that you're not doing either of those, but Guess that's a good thing for Bifrost. I also have 1 gate for my Gateway Sneak, which is funny. Lots of Growth Spirals. I guess Growth Spiral is good with Mass Manipulation, but it's not great. I'm not playing anything else here. Maybe Prying Eyes. A bunch of Growth Spirals and a Prying Eyes, but I'm going to wheel Prying Eyes, I think. Also, do I already have one? No, I don't already have a Prying Eyes. Tons of Oligarchs going around. Probably take Slime Bind here. That's the 3rd Essence Capture, which goes down in value the less creatures you have, and we're not like super loaded on creatures, but Slime Bind's a fine interactive spell. It gets a lot worse if you're looking to attack on the ground, which we will be doing a decent amount. Could take Gruul Guildgate here as just a way to trigger Gateway Sneak. But again, the red mana doesn't matter, so it's just a tapped forest. This is an interesting one. I think we can take maybe just Essence Capture. Go heavy blue here. I'm already want to be heavy blue for Mass Manipulation, although I have a lot of early green cards. Although, think about it, Stony Strength, Gift of Strength, and Titanic Brawl aren't cards you're casting on turn 2 anyway, and Bush Strider's probably not going to make the cut here, so I can see Essence Capture being it. Counter the spell instead of shrinking the spell. There's a late Grasp and Thrall. Can take Humongous here. We already have one in the sideboard we're not really looking to play. Alright, Simic Guildgate or Steeple Creeper. That's actually a real consideration. I think it's just going to be Steeple Creeper, though. It's a good little replacement for Brush Strider. Scuttlegator number 2, I don't like as much at all, but we're not playing anything else in this pack, so let's scuttle it up. Another 2-drop or a 4-drop. Skittereel is my only 4-mana creature. In fact, it's my only 4-mana card. Sage's Rose Savant is not very good. I'm going to take Axebane Beast here. Alright, Wield Admonition, which I'll take. I don't know if I want to play 3. Put another Axebane Beast in the board. Prying Eyes in the board. And we did not wheel the other Growth Spirals. But we didn't need to, so. We've got a lot of multiples we're not going to play here. So just going through, Stony Strength is a lot better with these Scuttlegators, but I'm probably only going to play 1 max, if even that. Axebane Beast, Simic Locket can go sideboard here. Thought Collapse isn't necessary with double Essence Capture. Probably only want to play 1 of these Combat Tricks. I find Gift of Strength to usually be better than Stony Strength. And then 1 more card to make the cut. It's probably going to be 1 of these. 3 Arrester's Admonitions is a lot. 3 Growth Spirals is also a lot, but these ones at least cycle. Arrester's Admonition cycles for more mana. So I think I like this. Pretty easy split here, 9/9, decent mana. Not a lot of beef, right? Could have used maybe like a Wrecking Beast, but we've got some late game stuff to do. We've got a couple adapt creatures. Scuttlegator, Skitter-Eel, Double Airmunculus. Steeple Creeper is a good mana sink. And we have a Sora-Form hybrid Growth Chamber Guardian. Terramander, yeah, so we've got a decent number of adapt creatures. And with that being said, this is going to be our deck. It's a very Simic-y deck, even if it doesn't have a lot of the hallmark Simic cards, right? We didn't see a single applied Biomancy. Would have loved Shark to Crab, but can't always have it. And yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it. Remember, this is a competitive draft, so we're going to play either up to 5 wins or 2 losses, whichever comes first. And with that being said, this is By Force Episode 1 for Ravnica Allegiance. My name's Timothy with Mana Rocks. We're drafting Simic. Let's see how it does. See you in round 1. Alright, it's not a great hand, but we're going to keep it. We're against Luigi. Get it? Luigi. I'm just going to play Terramander on turn 1 and just play basics until we have a need to play this Guildgate. So this is a pretty straightforward hand. If they kill Terramander, we don't have anything going on, but early on we might be able to use Gift of Strength to kind of kill an opponent's creature here. Hoping really not to play against Rakdos, but of course, Plague White's pretty good. I'm going to go for the block on Terramander, and then in response to the trigger, Gift of Strength. Also, I became Teferi at some point. Been Sarkin. Oh, that's weird. Alright, I'm going to... I guess I should do this before block. Should go for the Gift of Strength before blocks here. So in response to the Plague White trigger, we'll go ahead and +3/+3 this. I'm mostly trying to do this to deny my opponent like the turn 3 juggler, but of course they're going to have their little trick here. Oh, they trade off at this rate. So, I mean, I don't have anything going for me here. And my opponent replaced their Blade Brand. Skitter Eel's fine. I'm going to just go Simic Guildgate and pass with Growth Spiral. No real reason to cast Growth Spiral right now with the Simic Guildgate. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, that's going to be hard to beat. Theater of Horrors basically says you draw an extra card every turn and then 4 mana ping an opponent. It's going to be hard to beat. The opponent is a little behind on mana, but as I said, I don't have much going on here. This card is obnoxious. I've had it before. It looks like they might be missing a color too. Whatever. Just draw it off the top. They do have to deal damage to play that. I'm not too worried about Twilight Panther. Alright, Ill-Gotten Inheritance. So, enchantments for days. Just gonna go ahead and adapt here and attack for 5. This puts it out of range of Skewer and Grotesque Demise, but it could die to a Mortify. And I get to hold up Titanic Brawl as well. This is also just a ridiculous combo because Theater is always going to be on. I don't like how the Twilight, like the cards under Theater go over here instead of staying underneath the Theater. Opponent playing the Guildgate. So I'm going to have to fight 2 cards per turn. I have the Chillbringer and the Titanic Brawl to kind of keep getting my Skitter Eel in there. See what else they play here. Nothing. I'm not going to use Titanic Brawl right now. And we'll cast Chillbringer, though. Ooh, do I get to hold up Essence Capture here as well? I do. So let's go Chillbringer and then attack for 5. Not even sure what removal my opponent could have here for red, black, black. Unless they have Bedevil, that would be really obnoxious. They're going to Grotesque Demise my Chillbringer. Oh, Bedeck. +3, -3. I really wish I had a Stony Strength. I think I just have to let that happen. Attack for 5. Geez, opponent's got rares. Why can't... Oh, we've literally first picked a Simic Guildgate. Look at this nonsense. We're like 4 cards in, our opponent has showed us 2 on-color rares. Bedeck doesn't get first picked by the bots a lot. This actually comes pretty late. I'm not sure why that is. It's really good. It's not like rare level removal. I'm fighting through so many cards, like just Blade Jugglers, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with a Skitter Eel. Kind of needed that flyer to survive to have more pressure on the opponent. They can already Spectacle Blade Juggler if they want to. I'm just going to get buried in card advantage. I do get to Essence Capture here. Keeping up all white and black mana, using the red. Let's cast the Juggler would be awesome. Let's go ahead and capture that. This lets me keep attacking, and I get to turn this into a 6/6. It's not quite a 2-turn clock because of the inheritance. Alright, what else? You got a second Blade Juggler? Do you have the Nuts Rakdos deck? Wow, that's really obnoxious. Oh my god. So I can't even try to block. I'm gonna lose to this now. This is almost concession worthy at this point with my hand being the way it is. Opponent just got there on the mana too. That's obnoxious. I'm gonna lose to this if I don't draw something like basically right away, because I can't go for the Titanic Brawl to kill the Panthers. And this has an actual clock on me. They have Inevitability on board already between these two. I can't get through these Panthers without a flyer. That's where I really wish I had fairies, because they can come down, make the death touch on this creature not relevant. I am close to just conceding this match, though. We'll give it 1 or 2 more draws. Yep. Like, we have another Chillbringer, but our top end is not good creatures. Arrester's Admonition is fine here. Don't really want to bounce a Grasp and Thrall, though. I think I'm just going to bounce a Twilight Panther, as weak as that sounds. Try to draw into something else here. Flood. We just concede the game now and not show our opponent anything else. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I don't have the tools to fight through double Death Touch creature, 2 cards per turn, and infinite damage. That might seem like an early concession, but we don't have the tools to beat that from our opponent, which is really obnoxious, actually. That our opponent got perfect mana there. They didn't have it, but they drew the white off the Theater. Theater's really good. I guess we had Mass Manipulation, but that's not even amazing there. Don't really have ways to deal with enchantments either. It kind of sucks. Sagittarius Volley. Seen 1 flyer. Stony Strength. I mean, if our opponent just has the nuts, we can't do much about it. Steeple Creeper seems better against the little Death Touch guys. Probably go down a Growth Spiral on the play for the 3rd Arrester's Admonition, but this isn't good against Twilight Panthers and Graspin' Thralls. Neither is Growth Spiral, though. So, could also see bringing in Thought Collapse here. Yeah, let's actually try the Counterspell. Alright, let's run this again and see how we do. Yep, I don't think I keep that. That was a little bit better. Not amazing, of course. Could use Draw Spell or something, which we don't have a lot of. Turn 1 Terramander is not great when you don't have spells to back it up. It's just not going to ever adapt. Especially not against my opponent's deck. Scuttlegator, not exactly the card I wanted to see. I would love to have a Growth Spiral here instead of a 4th land. Just to cycle. Ooh, well, missed that by 1 turn. Let's see if we can draw out of a deck here. It seemed like my opponent... Yeah, they've got something in hand. To be really annoying. I'm going to play Gateway Sneak, though. Because if they don't have a way to kill the Sneak, or maybe they don't have a blocker, they just set up with Theater, then I get to start attacking. But it looks like they have their Bedeck in hand. Sure. You got the Theater, too? Just drew red mana. Boom, Theater. Alright, well, no Theater. Do get to play Growth Chamber Guardian. Hopefully that sticks, because it is strong. Again, opponent could be punished here for not having white mana. You never know. And in the turn. Good ways off from Terramander, but we do have the Growth Chamber Guardian. Here comes Inheritance. So we're going to have to start beating down. We've got 5 a turn on board. Chillbringer will be a fine draw if we hit another land next turn. Nope. Not really a point in searching for another Growth Chamber Guardian. This is a lot more manageable without the Theater. My opponent's not drawing 2 cards per turn. But it does slow down our clock by a lot. There goes the white mana, so I assume we might see a Twilight Panther or Thrall. Thrall is fine. If I draw a land, I'll Chillbringer. If not, I'll attack in with Gift of Strength. Alright, drawing a couple 5-drops is really tedious, but can't do much about it. So we get in 4 here. I just want to draw lands, honestly. Rendhorn into Chillbringer is nice. Before my opponent finds an answer to our 4/4 and we're just stopping the clock. Terramander nets even with Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Alright, Blade Juggler off the top. Pretty good. Blade Juggler is awesome. This card looked good when it was spoiled, and it is good. Jeez, my opponent with the nut draw. The good news is they do have to double block to kill this if they want to. Bad news is, just once in my life I'd like to be able to curve out, and we can't do it here. So they're either going to take 4 from the Guardian or double block, and I do trade off for both their guys. The problem is I don't have much to follow up with, and they could just have like the get 2 guys back from your graveyard card. I feel like I'm losing this match due to how many cards they have, and how constrained on mana I am. I do feel like at any point if I draw a land, I'll be okay though. Scuttlegator sitting here just laughing because it's horrendous against what my opponent's doing. There goes the Dead Rebels into Blade Juggler. Oh, they got that Grasp and Throw. God. I'm just going to lose this game to Inheritance. Alright, we need to hit lands. This is not a good play. Alright, attack for 3. Our opponent is going to put us down to 10 next turn. They're going to be able to play Thrall plus Blade Juggler too. Would have been crushing it if we had drawn our 5th land on time, because they haven't shown us removal for our cards. We'd be able to play both of these instead of just having a 2/2. Man, this is not going well. Into Twilight Panther. It's fine. So Blade Juggler and 2 other cards, but they actually have us close to dead here. I can adapt Pteramander. 1/2, using my whole turn. I can also adapt Hybrid. Hybrid trades for this at this point. So I think I actually try to get the Panther off the board here. Just trade Hybrid for that. Whichever one they adapt. Because I assume they'll go block, or block Hybrid, don't block Pteramander. And I'm fine making this trade because I'm probably using my mana to cast my spells, not adapt this. So getting that off board for the Renhorn to come in seems decent. Only getting 1 damage this turn. We've only got like 3 turns left to try and win. And I don't think I can let my opponent deal combat damage at any point. It's going to be a sad game to lose. I still think I'm going to lose, though. I'm at such a low life total already. I just can't let Grasp and Throw really ever hit me. Haven't seen removal from the opponent, though, which is nice. Bedeck, I mean, yeah, Bedeck's fine. It's good. Blade Juggler, they can probably freely play a Blade Juggler here. Okay. Yeah, the 1 damage matters a little bit. Footlight Fiend doesn't change things too much. It is a guaranteed damage on the last turn they need to attack, though. Opponent keeping up a lot of mana as well. Also looking at their hand, like they're ready to snap it off. Not entirely sure what to do here. Think I can adapt, attack for 8. I can leave Chillbringer back to block this and just attack for 5. Still doesn't present a manageable clock on the opponent. I don't think I can let Graspin roll through, though. That means I just die on my opponent's next turn. My opponent's clearly got some amount of removal. If I attack with Pteramander, though, I can't play anything. They attack me down to 5. I have a Renhorn and just this on board. Nah, this is so bad. If I attack like this, they do 3, 6, 7, and then I die to Inheritance. I'm just gonna... I can't win this game from this position. Just with what's on board, I think my opponent wins. That's ignoring their 3 cards. I'm gonna go for the Pteramander here. Maybe my opponent makes an all-in attack, and I can get him with the hasty Renhorn or something. Ready to go and get blown out here. Stupid Inheritance. Taking us out in game 1. Feels bad. Sure. Alright. See what our opponent does there. Sack Footlight Fiend, I suppose. Deals 1 to us. Yeah, we're just dead. Wait, hold on. They killed both of our creatures? Oh, the Footlight Fiend kills our guy. Okay, sure. You got it, opponent. You got us and get match 1. Well, uphill struggle. This has been my experience with Ravnica Allegiance. I've done worse in this format than I have in basically any other format I remember playing. And I don't know what it is. It feels like opponents curving out when you don't curve out just means you lose. And there are cards like Inheritance, which just kill you over time, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Not a good place to be for Simic, but we'll go ahead and play through it, hoping to get at least 3 more wins here before we take our next loss. See you in match 2. Oh boy. Alright. Mulligan. into a bad hand. This is not a great hand. I'm going to keep Skitteriel on top because we can play it on turn 3. Even though it's not the best 3-drop. It's better on turn 3 than turn 4. Another red deck? Seriously? Spear Spewer? It's going to deal so much damage to me over the course of this game. It's fine. I assume Rakdos again if they're playing Spear Spewer. You also have the Nut Draw? No Nut Draw? Do you also have the Bedeck? Alright, let's go ahead and Spiral, hoping to hit the Guild Gate here. Nope. Well, we do get to go turn 4 Skitteriel, turn 5 Rampage and Renhorn, which again is not amazing. This might as well be a 3-mana 3/3. Alright, let's see if the opponent shoots or not. Alright, so opponent thinks they can race me and deal more damage to me than I can deal to them. They could just have Skewer here. Or they could have Undercity's Embrace. It's fine, we'll go and play a hasty Renhorn. This card's not great, but it does pretty well against the green decks. Would like to draw another creature here. My draws have been pretty bad, I would say. Just missing the opportunity to curve out, and I have lots of 2-drops, 3-drops. I have 1 4-drop, but could have used a 2-drop this game to just pressure the opponent. Question still. Alright, opponent did not activate Spear Spewer, which means they think they might be taking more damage than they can deal to me. God, of course. Alright. Come on, something. Arrester's Admonition? Jeez, I don't think I just trade here. Pass the turn. These Death Touch creatures just wreck my deck. I mean, where are my Aeromunculuses? Where's my Chillbringers? I have 2 and 2. Where are my Arrester's Admonitions? I would rather draw Growth Spirals too than lands. This feels like a Spectacle shout-out, or my opponent just has a way to kill Renhorn here. Rubble Belt Recluse. Alright, pretty good. Spell? Titanic Brawl. Alright, that does something, right? I can go Gift of Strength, Brawl, attack. I could also... This thing can block, right? It just can't attack. I think what I'm going to do is just attack here, and if they want to block, I'll use Gift of Strength. And if not, I get to hold up Titanic Brawl. Alright, I like this. I like just trade in Gift of Strength for the Recluse, although it doesn't solve the Noxious Grudion problem. Could also kill Spear Spewer here, but I don't think that's great. Terramander would be a great draw, because I could play and adapt it. Basically anything but lands, please. Like, can I have an Aeromunculus? I can play and adapt that in the same turn as well. Might just have to accept the trade here. Nets is even. We're back at 15 as well. My fight spell is really bad against this Death Toucher. Alright, what else we got? Undercity Scavenger. Alright, I can fight that in response, right? They could still sack a creature here, but they're not going to. I'm going to go ahead and fight it before they can make it a 5/5. They could still sack a creature to scry 2. But 5/5, they probably sack Spear Spewer. Against an opponent who's playing blue and could have counter spells, I think you want to play cards like this before you attack. That way, if your opponent does counter it, you know whether or not to keep your Grudion back. Because here I get to just jam with Renhorn. And my opponent's probably at the point where they're blocking if they're not going to activate Spear Spewer anymore. And then I did draw Terramander, which costs 3 less to adapt. Probably want Prying Eyes in my deck. And I guess play out the land. Probably should have adapted right away. But playing out the land, because these opponents often have, like, what is it called? Carnage, which just gets rid of my lands. Plus, I also have a pretty big use for mana in this deck. I'd be interested to see Groody on attack here. I've got a 3-turn clock, of course. And then I take 6 back. I'm going to die if I don't draw something. Chillbringer would be amazing. I don't think a Chump Walker is going to do it. My opponent hasn't played a land, so they clearly have something else going on, like a removal spell. But I need to kill them with Terramander before they kill me. I'm going to take 8. Could trade Terramander for Recluse. I need to draw something, basically. This deck is not working out for me right now. Just flooding. Sure, Raptor Demon, I guess, is another consideration there. Alright, Aeromunculus. So I could attack for 5. Keep this back and play Aeromunculus. Block, block. If they have Skewer, they kill me. But I'm not killing them by keeping all my cards back. This has to attack. Alright, well, I'm going to play around them not having a way to burn me out. And hope to kill them with Terramander next turn. Go ahead and play and adapt this right away. And we'll pass the turn, and on you, you have 3 cards. A lot of cards kill me here. Gore Clan Rampager, I think, does it. Any haste creature does it. Removal spell does it. Pump spell does it. Burn spell. Most burn spells. Scorchmark doesn't, but Skewer will, because they can send it to the face. Dead Revels might be a card they have. It seems like they're looking at their graveyard. So we are going to chump and block. They could also have a flyer here, which would stop Terramander from killing them. Hackrabat doesn't do it. Okay, so played Hackrabat and conceded. Alright, we managed to scrape that one up. I think I can beat a bunch of 6/5s, but a bunch of Death Touch creatures? It's pretty bad. I am going to bring in Arrester's Admonition over Growth Spiral because it is good against their deck. They don't have a lot of ETB triggers. Stony Strength is probably a little bit better than Gift of Strength because the untap factor could get them. Sagittar's Volley, I'm not quite there yet. I do like Brush Strider, probably a little bit more than Steeple Creeper or Gateway Sneak here, especially on the draw. I think that's all I'm going to bring in. Again, I think my deck might want the Prying Eyes, but I'm not sure. Essence Capture also a little bit worse on the draw. But they've got some expensive cards too, so I think Essence Capture is still going to be good. Let's run it back, see if we can snag game 2 from this Rakdos player. Alright, I think this is a mulligan against Rakdos. I can't cast the Growth Spiral this time, so this turn 3 Skitter Eel just isn't a thing. Oh god, come on deck. I think I'm just going to keep this and hope to hit a land on top. If I don't, so be it. It does look like we have a forest on top. Would prefer for it to be an island, but I'm going to keep that. And that really only lets us play Growth Chamber Guardian, so we still need to hit a blue source. Opponent mulligan as well. Islands, 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 islands. Island would actually make this hand really good. Brawl's fine. I'll just play a Growth Chamber Guardian, though, and pass. See if they got a Scorchmark at the ready. No third land would be a little embarrassing here. If they just curve out into, like, the 6/5, then it's not great. Probably even trade off here. We did draw an island. Good. So we actually get to play Magic here? What? If I attack, they trade, right? Yeah, I mean, my guy's not going to get much better. They could also not trade if they have like a Blade Juggler and they really want a Spectacle. But my guy, I would rather get this out of the way and then have maybe my late game creatures be able to get through the Grudion. Okay, well, that's a little bit unnerving. That means they probably want this for Spectacle next turn. But that also means they have to attack with it, which means this is more likely to get in the turn after. Another blue source would be awesome here, so I could just hold up Essence Capture for their turn 5, their Rebel Belt Recluse. They showed us 2 of them. Grotesque Demise, fine by me. I'd rather them not have that, but again, our late game creatures are more important than our early game creatures. Alright, I can go Terramander plus Hybrid here, but I can't hold up Essence Capture. So punished by the double blue spell, which we talked about. Could try to Growth Spiral, but I don't have a play after that if I don't hit a land. I'd rather wait on the Growth Spiral. We'll play Mini Growth Chamber Guardian and Pteramander with no spells in the grave. Stuck on 3 lands. 6/5 will hit us pretty hard here if they've got it. Burning Tree Vandal with haste. Okay. I think I'm so far away from adapting this that I just traded off. Oh, they don't want to do that. All right, here I'm definitely keeping up Essence Capture and attacking with Pteramander. I even get to hold up potentially Essence Capture plus Titanic Brawl, and if they just don't play anything that I need to Essence Capture, I've got Growth Spiral. So I like this. I would have loved to have an Applied Biomancy over like our 3rd Growth Spiral. Arrester's Admonition is fine, but Applied Biomancy is great. Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Can't stop that. Can Growth Spiral. Let it resolve. It is inevitability, so we want to get Pteramander going as much as possible. I don't think our opponent has much of a way to deal with that. They attack with Vandal yet? Yes. No, they want this to deal as much damage as possible. Alright, let's Growth Spiral into something good here. Maybe even Growth Spiral into another Growth Spiral and get Pteramander close. I guess we hit a land, that's not the worst, because we could top deck a 5-drop now. Chillbringer or something. Alright, Admonition's not the best against this. Does make them use their mana. Does mean I can't hold up Essence Capture, which I do think is a little bit more important right now. So I'm actually gonna, until I hit a 3rd island or something, just chip in the little bit of damage with the Inheritance and hold up Essence Capture. I think going for Admonition here, just to push in another 2 damage, is not where I want to be. And my opponent just plays the 6/5. I basically can never take a hit, otherwise the Inheritance finishes the race. Inheritance is an obnoxious card as a common. The common that it wins the game on its own. You do have to back it up. I don't think it's insane, right? But it does feel pretty bad. All right, they drew their 5th land, so they might have a 5-drop to play now that they didn't. Ooh, we will counter a Blade Juggler, though. So go ahead and capture your Essence. And good question, do I want to put a counter on a creature? Because if I don't, or if I do, I can't adapt my guys. I do think it's probably worth just putting a counter on this. Not being able to adapt it kind of sucks. That's a tough choice. I'm not going to put it on Pteramander, I know that. Making this a 3/3 isn't really better than a 2/2 right now, though. It still trades. No, I want to counter that. Yeah, no targets. And I'm 1 away from Pteramander, so... Ooh, I'm probably just cast Titanic Brawl here end of turn so I can Pteramander right away. But countering Blade Juggler there is pretty good. If they attack, I'm still blocking, I think. Although that does make their Undercity, whatchamacallit, really good against Pteramander. Alright, yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and let them loot away their land or whatever it is. Though they want it. And I'm going to go block here and then Titanic Brawl to kill Spewer. And then adapt Pteramander on my turn. And hopefully they just don't have Undercity, whatever it's called. Then I got him on a decent clock here with the Pteramander. Alright, can I afford to Growth Spiral first? I have 3 spells. That's 1, 2. That'll put 4 spells in my graveyard, so it'll be 4 less. It'll cost 4 mana. No, I can't Growth Spiral first. So let's just adapt and attack for 5. And this is a 4-turn clock right now. If they ever crack this, then that's fine. It just means their inevitability is gone. Do have Admonition here to take care of a really problematic creature. Blade Juggler. Don't love Admonition against that. Alright, let's go ahead and Growth Spiral first. Into Aeromunculus. Alright, that's really good. Could Rafter Demon us, but I'm still going to play Aeromunculus. I think that makes it a win next turn if they don't do anything. Or at least they'll have to crack this next turn, right? Because this is 7 in the air, 8 potentially. So they need something more than what they've already got. Yeah, I think they're going to have to use this, which takes away the pressure off of us. I'm not blocking this Blade Juggler. Ooh, Essence Capture is also great. I think we've got this one. Let's go ahead and jam with the flyers. Get in there, Pateramander. Get a little $3 uncommon. Alright, they're going to crack that, go up to 11, take 7, back down to 4. We are going to go to 9. And I believe I can just sit here and hold up Essence Capture. They could just concede right now. I mean, they have to deal with Terramander or deal 6 damage to us. I don't think that's going to happen. Alright, cool. We get to keep playing. So 1 loss against Rakdos, 1 win against Rakdos. Starting to see my decks a little bit on the mediocre side. We just don't have, like, awesome late-game creatures, and we also don't have a lot to mitigate Flood, which is why I'm saying the Prying Eyes might actually be pretty good. Might be better than, like, the Scuttlegator, right? I'm just never that happy to play a Scuttlegator, so I'm going to actually try that out. Also, Mass Manipulation in our deck, but anyway, let's see you all in the next game. Right now, we're teetering on the point where I don't like to be, but I will see you all in Game 3, Match 3. Alright, on the draw, I think this is a hand I can get behind. Drawing an island would be great, so I have the choice between Growth Spiral and Essence Capture. We need to naturally draw lands anyway, but Growth Spiral gets us another crack at it. We're against Gregory's older brother, Gregory. These captures are really dinging us here. Double blue, not the easiest thing to have on turn 2. I would rather play against Azorius, I think. But anytime my opponent plays a turn 1 gate and it's not Rakdos Guildgate, I just assume they're going to play Gate Colossus and we're going to lose. Alright, that's a great draw. Great draw. So now, if they have like a Gatebreaker Ram or something, we can Essence Capture. If not, we just cast Growth Spiral, which ramps us here. They definitely got Gate Colossus in their deck if they're starting off with that. Geez, opponents harden the gates. Growth Spiral of their own. We will say sure. My opponent going to have the Nut Gates deck now. Essence Capture is really good against the Gate deck. Not necessarily amazing against Gate Colossus itself. Jeez. Okay. Well, they can cast literally anything. Let's go ahead and do our own Growth Spiral, which is going to be a lot less exciting. Put down more islands than forests right now. And I'm going to wait a turn. I'm still going to hold up Essence Capture here instead of playing Aeromunculus. Because they can just play Gate Colossus next turn. They can play a turn 4 Gate Colossus. Colossus is really annoying. They could also just have some other dorky creature and not do anything. Okay, Guardian Project's really nice. But now we get to go Aeromunculus and hold up Essence Capture, which is nice. We miss out on some early damage, but that's fine. Also, I don't mind using the counter from Essence Capture on Aeromunculus, because Adapt 1 nets you the same result anyway. You're not losing out on much. We are going to have an uphill struggle. This is basically a worse version of a Theater of Horrors, which is not saying too much. Do get to counter our opponent's Gateway Sneak, which is awesome. And we have a clock going now. I wonder if I just want to play Rendhorn. We'll see what we draw. If I draw another 3-drop or a 4-drop, I'm just going to go ahead and hold up another Essence Capture here. Wow, all gates. Oh, okay, that's a good draw too. So I'm going to attack for 3. Gates Ablaze is a card that'll get us pretty good. Playing out all my lands. Go ahead and play Growth Chamber Guardian, and then here we're in the same position where we either Essence Capture a creature or we adapt Growth Chamber Guardian. If they just play another Sneak, I'm not going to Essence Capture that. But if they play an Angel or a Colossus, we will. Also denies them cards off of Guardian Project. Gates Ablaze, again, would be really awesome here for our opponent. Oligarch? I don't think we care too much about Oligarch. We'll say sure on that one. Alright, what else? What else? Alright, opponent just went gate. Growth Spiral. Alright, opponent's playing a standard deck, apparently. I mean, Oligarch gets to soak up damage, but it doesn't actually kill any of our creatures. We will adapt again. Another land wouldn't be too bad, so I could play Chillbringer and hold up Essence Capture. So land isn't the worst draw. Fortunately, I don't think I'm supposed to just play Rendhorns here, especially if my opponent has Gates Ablaze. I would rather have those as follow-ups. I assume they're blocking and taking 3, and then they'll have another block next turn. Yeah, I like holding up the capture here. Maybe that's wrong. If they play Colossus, what do I do about it? I guess I can Chillbringer it. If they play the Angel, they gain 12. Alright, one more turn. Play a 2-mana Colossus. There's no reason you should be able to play a 2-mana 8/8. It's not even that hard. Like, my opponent didn't work hard for these gates or anything. They just drafted a bunch of gates. So the fact that they could play a 2-mana 8/8 with, like, triple upside is absurd to me. The card could have been a rare, should have been a rare, but it's not a rare. So you run into it all the time. Debtor's Transport. Well, that's not a Gate Colossus. We'll put a counter on our Aeromunculus, spread out the damage. And then we're just going to jam with a 4/4 Rendhorn now. Deal 8 to our opponent, put him on a 2-turn clock. Angel wouldn't even be as bad in that position, and we can just fight through a Colossus. Okay, I like that. I like that. We didn't see any of the actual gate payoffs that our opponent has, though, and their mana is like all over the place. Growth Spirals and whatnot. The combat trick looks a little bit worse. We don't know whether the Arrester's Admonition is really good. It's, I mean, decent against a bunch of their cards. I kind of want Thought Collapse here as well. Just play the long game. Titanic Brawl seems pretty bad against what we've seen. Alright. Probably want one more blue mana than green at this point. But I don't think... Yeah, I think I'm actually supposed to probably be something like this anyway. 10 blue sources with Mass Manipulation and double Essence Capture. Let's go to game 2, see how this works out. Alright, I like this hand a lot. Our opponent's going to be on the slower side, so I can afford to, play some cards, just play them out, and then hold up Essence Capture later on. Don't think I'm going to need Essence Capture on turn 2 for the opponent, so this is really a late game card for us. They got Growth Spiral mana. Let's go and play Hybrid here. And again, I should be playing out Islands before Forests because of Mass Manipulation. Oh, that would be so good to draw against a Colossus. Alright, they've got the Growth Spiral up. I'm going to play an Aeromunculus. And I'm going to play a Forest this turn. That's probably still wrong. I probably just play Island. Island, Aeromunculus. And then next turn we're in the position where we can either hold up Adapt mana or Growth Spiral and then do the same 2 turns later. So I like our position here. Again, Gatebreaker Ram would be really good. There it is. So we're going to have to race that. And we're drawing a bunch of nonsense. So Growth Spiral, hopefully into Mass Manipulation or... what else are we hoping for? I guess Arrester's Admonitions help us win the race. This being a 6/6 also trades. They're down on mana. Nope. Never mind, they're not. Gruul Locket, I don't care too much about. Alright, we're going to take 6, but we do get to hit them back for 4. Is it more important to Growth Spiral and then adapt this and hit for 8, or is it more important to just adapt here? I think I'm going to go for the Growth Spiral. Well, I guess the Hybrid doesn't even really attack into it well. I'm not going to block for sure, and then I'm just going to adapt Aeromunculus, I think. Alright, Arrester's Admonition? Jeez, flooded for sure. This does kill us in 2 turns, assuming our opponent hits at least one more land drop. Yeah, pass it back. Alright, 7/7 Ram, so we are dead next turn. I mean, this is so obnoxious. Opponent did go all in on Gates, though. Gates Ablaze just kills us, like, we can't do much about that. Mass Manipulation, please? Once? Twice, maybe? Mass Manipulation just turns this game completely around, even at 7 life. What? Why is everybody running this card? God, that makes it even more likely that I'm just dead in 2 turns now. Like, get hit for 7. I probably should have growth spiraled in response to that, and in case I hit Thought Collapse. Let's go ahead and growth spiral now. I might hit Arrester's Admonition and want to cast it. Ooh, we did draw the Mass Manipulation. Put a counter on Aeromunculus. Oh wait, never mind. This isn't. What am I talking about? Can I kill them in time though? This is going to be a lot smaller under my control. I'm going to take 7, 6, 5, 4. So I've got 3 turns to kill the opponent here. I don't think I'm supposed to chump block. Six, 5. Wait, hold on. Our turn. Oh my god. So we have this turn, then we go to 6. Then we have next turn, we go to 5. Yeah, we have 3 more turns to kill the opponent here. So we're going to steal their Ram, which is just going to be a 3/3 under our control. They changed the button. We attack for 5 here. Can't keep up Essence Capture, though, which really sucks. And again, they can use this to gain some life, but that means we're not going to die to it if they do that. We can adapt Hybrid on our turn. They just play like a big creature here, like Debtor's Transport. We might be able to beat that. But we couldn't kill it. Does Aeromunculus kill them before Inheritance kills us? Alright, they do have Transport. Okay. Into Guildgate? Yep. Prying Eyes. I'm probably going to cast that. Alright, so what are our options here? If we kill Transport, then they get the tokens, and the tokens kill us, right? Puts us down to 4, and then they pop Inheritance. So we can't attack with the Ram. We can't really attack with Hybrid either. So we're just attacking with Aeromunculus and probably chump in Transport. So what I'm going to do is cast Prying Eyes. Hopefully draw an island off of this so I can keep up Essence Capture. This is an instant. I thought this was sorcery. Wow, no land. Okay. We haven't played a land yet, though. So I've got to discard 4 cards. Or I've got to discard 2. So these were good draws, right? I think as long as I don't die on my opponent's turn, I should be able to win on my next turn. Growth Spiral is my only play. I think I'm going to ditch Skitter Eel here because I don't think I'm going to cast it. Maybe just Essence Capture. That's not going to come in handy here. Go ahead and play Forest, attack with just Aeromunculus. And then maybe the combination of Admonition plus Growth Spiral lets us Alpha Strike next turn or something. I do have to chump this Debtor's Transport with the Hybrid. Ah, that's not lethal, though. It's not lethal. Ugh, they have removal in hand as well. Consign to the Pit. Puts us down to 3. Alright, let's go ahead and Growth Spiral. Into nothing. I don't think I'm going to have 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess if I draw a land, I can Admonition plus Adapt. Of course not. What does that do for us? Does that just win? How much mana do I have? 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, alright, that does it. That does it. Thank you. Thank you, deck. After all that trash I talked about you. Alright, get out of here, transport. And that lets us steal match number 2. Well, match number 3. We're 2-1. We're 2-1. So one more to break even. One more to break even. Thank you, Mass Manipulation. Top deck's got us there. Ill-Gotten Inheritance. 3 matches in a row. See if we can go the full 4 matches of Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Even the gate deck? Like, come on now. Alright, match 4 coming up. Alright, I mean, this hand does have the curve out, right? So if we draw 3-drop, 4-drop, it's really good. We also don't have the play here. We're against long tea, which is like iced tea that you serve out of Tupperware instead of a glass. We're going to go ahead and Terramander it up. Start tearing it up. Also, I like the Wayfinder on turn 2, because it's something I'm much more likely to be okay trading off. Opponent could have Summary Judgment here, but if they want a Summary Judgment or 1-drop, that's okay. Looks like they have the option, and they might go for it. Clearly got something. For all we know, it could just be Blade Brand, since it's something that could target. They are going to kill the Terramander. And I think that's smart here. I mean, I'm going to play another creature, but they might be able to block this. But Terramander, like I said, is one of those cards that you can't really deal with it later in the game. Wow, we bricked on creatures. Do we want a Simic Guildgate? Probably not. Just want untapped lands. In fact, actually, we can decline this, right? We don't want to draw a land. So all of them go to the bottom. Would have liked to see a creature there. We just played a vanilla 2-1. Got us through a Growth Spiral and everything, though. So I can go land Growth Spiral Hybrid here. Opponent's going to start casting Thralls next turn. But the Growth Spiral gets us over the hump to Chillbringer. Just haven't actually dealt any damage here. I assume they have Ill-Gotten Inheritance because everybody's had it. So let's go Growth Spiral, Forest, Hybrid. And we can even adapt 1 turn earlier. We have a nice curve here. Chillbringer into Hybrid Adaptation. Syndicate Messenger. I like that a little bit more than seeing a Thrall. I'm going to play Chillbringer and not hold up Essence Capture. I think that's pretty obvious play. And then next turn we get to choose Essence Capture or Adapt. We can rule out our opponent having a Thrall, otherwise they would have played that over Chillbringer for sure. Debtor's Transport I think we can beat. Oh, for sure we can beat it now. That was a really good draw. Get lucky sometimes, I suppose. Gateway Sneak. Yeah, I'm just going to hold up Essence Capture here. Attack for 7, put our opponent down to 7. If they replay that, then we get to go ahead and make 4-4 Chillbringer, I suppose. Then opponent's really in trouble. Alright, Capture. So we're the ones who just had everything this time. I could see putting the counter on the Wayfinder, because they have to block one of these. Yeah, that was actually probably a mistake. If I attack with everything, they have to block one of those. Ooh, Gift of Strength I think just wins us right now. There's no 1-mana white or black spell they could have. Alright, we show them the Gift of Strength, but that's okay. Yeah, we kind of had everything that game. So I guess we can't complain anymore, right? We're not allowed to complain about the nut draws from our opponents, because we kind of had... Not the nut draw, I'd say. We straight up bricked on a Wayfinder. Played a vanilla 2-1. On the draw, I guess it's so hard to tell whether Arrester's Admonition or Growth Spiral is better, because this does almost like steal the play from the opponent, right? It nets you that card, it lets you get ahead on a land drop. Sagittarius Volley is probably going to be good against our opponent. We saw Syndicate Messenger, and Debtor's Transport does make tokens, so I think I'm going to prematurely put that in. Prying Eyes I still kind of like here. I think I can shave on Growth Spirals whenever I need to. And then I don't have any reach creatures or anything like that, so I think we're just going to roll here. Okay, this hand is a lot sketchier because we're down a forest here, and Brawl is not a card we want in our opening hand. Growth Spiral is also dead, but we do have Sneak Admonition to kind of pave the way for a little bit. Our opponent's playing a little bit of a slower deck, so I think I can afford to do this. We still have 8 green sources, so we might even still be able to Growth Spiral. Alright, Terramander gets in that early damage. Good old Salamander Drake, tearing up Modern, Standard, Legacy. old school. Well, not old school. I'm going to send it into a summary judgment again. They want a judgment. We can rule it out there based on how fast it went. I would expect my opponent to have a 3-drop. They do not. Gateway Sneak. We already know our opponent's going to have Ethereal Absolution, right? I'd be fine drafting a bunch of mediocre black and white cards if it meant I could play Ethereal Absolution. I mean, look what happens to just what I have if my opponent has it. Kills Terramander, makes this a 0-2 with no abilities. Grotesque Demise. Oh, 5. Wow. Really scared of the Gateway Sneak. They must not have a blocker for it if they're willing to pay 5. Oh my god. And we did not draw green, so this inheritance is going to be pretty good for the opponent because it basically negates the damage from Terramander, also turns on maybe Blade Jugglers that they have. My Admonition is not good against Blade Jugglers. Also don't have the pressure like I had last time. God, every time I have Admonition against these decks, it's some ETB creature. Chillbringer? No, wait, I don't want to draw Chillbringer. Do I just end of turn? No, I think I need to draw the card, unless I draw specifically for us. Skittereel's fine. Just play that out and pass. Feels like once Inheritance hits, you can just never take combat damage or you lose. Like, I'm virtually at 12. Your life total is lower than it seems when you have this. No box. Not this time. Got another Grasp and Throw up in there. Opponent was quick to pay 5 life on that final payment. Orzhov Racketeers. Fine with that. If I draw specifically Island, I can hold up Essence Capture here. Alright, well, we're going to lose to not having green mana. Again, I always want to scoop when I'm in this position where I'm racing and I just can't play things to the board. Like, I'm going down to 9, and then it's just a matter of turns. Like, this makes it so you only have X number of turns left. They didn't put the right kind of enchantment removal in this set to combat something like this. And yeah, we can go ahead and scoop here. Can't get through the Afterlife. This card's so obnoxious. I'm going to bring in Thought Collapse. It's also just, it's a pain in the butt that we have to play against it every single round. It gets old after a while. What are we bringing out? Probably the stupid... oh, we already took him out. I was like, get out of my deck, Scuttlegator, but alas, Scuttlegator was already out. Volley? Yeah, Volley's good. They showed us more flyers. I like Gateway Sneak on the play. Titanic Brawl, maybe? We didn't see a lot of their creatures, but they're all either ETB, 3/3s. We don't even really have big creatures for Titanic Brawl, so I guess, yeah, we'll go and brawl it up. They kill Terramander, it doesn't do anything. We've been drawing Terramander a lot. And I mean a lot. Probably Essence Capture put a counter on Terramander. I would expect it to die before it gets to the point to adapt in this. Oh, yeah, let's play our card. So busy talking, I almost skipped my turn without playing it. Also, the chip damage matters a lot here. Just once the Inheritance hits. GG. Alright, I'm going to play Island here, I think. Or do I just... It's kind of a tough decision, actually. Island or Forest? Not a lot of 2-drops I want to counter, but again, my creatures aren't amazing here. I would like to Essence Capture something. We can get them the Summary Judgment if they have it with Gift of Strength. They do not, so it does look like we're just going to Growth Spiral plus hold up Essence Capture. We can do both. They could have Summary Judgment still. Just playing around a combat trick, which would be really forward thinking of the opponent. I think most people, if they had a Summary Judgment, would just jam it in. I don't think we did show them Gift of Strength, didn't we? Can't remember exactly. Alright, Noxious Grudion. So let's go Growth Spiral and then Essence Capture that. Do we Essence Capture? We have nothing else going on. Yeah, just start attacking for 2 in the air. Yeah, and I would expect this to die. Kind of want a Wrester's Admonition just to try and find something else to do. Do shut our Adapt off. Alright, Rampage and Renhorde's good for next turn. Not particularly great against the stupid cat. And they just slam Inheritance here. Even if I'm ahead on board, I still feel like I'm going to be losing. Because the cat is going to trade for this Rampage and Renhorn at some point. Just every time, right? We might be able to beat this. We're going to get in 6 on our turn. Maybe we can draw into some Chillbringers and whatnot. Airmunculus is pretty good. And play a 4/4. One opportunity we have to get it in. Alright, opponent down to 10. They do have to deal with Renhorn. It's not too hard to deal with. We know one answer they have already. Maybe we can close this game out with Gift of Strength or something. Could also have like a Grasp and Thrall and have to make the decision here of whether to play that to hold off Terramander and take 4, or play this thing, because it does constrain their mana a little bit. It makes them hold up a black mana to be relevant. So, by force, showing us more of the power of ill-gotten inheritance than anything else. Grudion. Alright, so they can go Grudion plus plus hold up Summary Judgment. That's going to get them. I'm going to attack with both. Because again, this Renhorn's not going to get better by holding it back. I need to make my opponent trade their cards off. I'm expecting Summary Judgment here, which I would love because I can Gift of Strength. Yes. Oh, Final Payment. And they're just taking it again. Wow, opponent really on that. I do get to play 2 more creatures here, which is super relevant. Okay. So let's go Aeromunculus, Sauriform Hybrid. Alright. Still, our opponent doesn't have pressure on us, which matters a lot. They still can't play just like a Grasp and Thrall or something. They've got to deal with the creatures we have on board. And since I can adapt either of them, I don't think they can just play like Grasp and Thrall Pass. See what the opponent went for here. Just stall the ground, make sure the opponent can't get through damage, and then play this as your quote-unquote win con. I mean, this card, I'm kind of done talking about it at this point. It's obnoxious is what it is. Alright, what else you got, opponent? Ooh, Chillbringer's a great draw. Doesn't play around a another Summary Judgment or anything, but it's certainly correct to play Chillbringer than it is to adapt either of these. More correct, I should say. If they have another Final Payment, they can kill one of my creatures here. But, can't expect too much. Might actually be able to beat this one. If they kill one of our creatures, that's not the worst thing in the world. Alright, more Summary Judgments. And that is the correct creature to kill as well. So put them down to 5. They're going to go up to 6 with 3 cards. I do have lethal with Chillbringer plus Gift of Strength. Sauriform Hybrid's also lethal, so they need to play something that deals with this or blocks it. I guess they can also hold up the Inheritance, right? Which would put them at 10, put us at 11. Uses their whole turn, and anytime the opponent cracks the Inheritance and it doesn't kill you right away, they don't have lethal on board, I'm fine with that. Because it usually means the opponent's losing in that position. They're using it just to stay alive, and it gets that consistent source of damage off. Hello, Teysa. So none of our creatures die and do anything. Do I play into another Summary Judgment here? They have to block Hybrid. I think I'm just going to attack. I should probably go for lethal with the Gift of Strength. But if they have a third Summary Judgment, it does kill us. Or we lose this and the Gift of Strength. What else could they have here? Sentinel's Mark doesn't do it. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to just go Gift of Strength on Chillbringer and hope they don't have another Summary Judgment. Or I guess they've only played one. They could have another Final Payment as well. Maybe it's worth playing around that because I've just got Lethal again next turn. If I adapt this, kill Teysa, that's not the worst thing in the world. If this goes wrong though, do they have another Final Payment? I think I'm going to play around it. Alright, opponent, show us your last card. Alright, what you got there? Could be Blade Brand, I guess. Jeez, it was another Final Payment. Are we going to lose this? Alright, give me something, deck. Yes! Wow. Okay, we would have gotten blown out super hard there. Alright, I'm going to take your stupid Panther and attack you for 6. Oh, I don't have quad blue! No! Oh my god, that was a great draw, but we don't have quadruple blue. Watch us draw a stupid forest next turn. God, this is giving the opponent time to recuperate as well. I think they drew a blank, but oh my god, I can't believe we just got punished there. Oh, come on, Mass Manip. Come on, Manips. Rendhorn would be okay. Oh, please don't punish me on the quad blue. Gateway Sneak's not that great. Oh my god, we're starting to lose now. Opponent's gaining life. They don't have great attacks. Simic Gilgate would be fine. God, oh, I don't want to lose this. I had it. Even played around the card. Come on, opponent. Flood out a little bit for me, please. Flood out just a little bit. Alright, Locket is not quite flood out. Alright, there you go. Now's our opportunity. Island, we can take both their creatures. Why? Come on, a forest. You've got to be kidding me. Alright, well, they're going to be up 3 more cards. We're actually close to dying now. Not super close, but close enough. They're drawing 3 more cards here. We would draw a freaking forest. Not even the Simic Gilgate, just a straight up forest. Mass Manipulation is still amazing here if we can pull it off. If we can draw 1 more island, we can take 2 things. So this game's not over yet. If Racketeer hits us, we've got to block it. Wow. Alright, getting in there with the spirits. They could have Blade Brand here. Yeah, I'm going to block it. This looks like Blade Brand. Come on, opponent, stop. So they're going to have some spirits. I lose my clock. I think I'm going to lose this game now. It's ridiculous. Drew into another card. Now I don't think something like a Rendhorn does it for us. Oh my god, my opponent's just drawing action left and right. Teysa's not really good here. I guess it gives these lifelink. Okay. Whatever. Alright, kind of off of it at this point. Also, why would it tap like that? Like, come on. I'm just going to lose this game now, I think, to what my opponent's got on board. I can jump Steeple Creeper, but we know our opponent's going to have some other action. Look at this. They drew Locket into, like, multiple more card advantage spells. Alright. What's going on down here? Yeah, pass. Opponent's going to Attack with Twilight Panther. Just Twilight Panther? I trade Steeple Creeper for that. They're going to play Orzhov Racketeers. I think I just trade Gateway Sneak plus Gift of Strength here. I don't think Mass Manipulation even does it at this point. This is disappointing. This is very disappointing. The quad blue. We even changed out a forest for an island and we just got punished. Syndicate Messenger's fine. And yeah, opponent just drew all action, not a single land off the top in those last couple spells. This doesn't even draw us a card. Yeah, I don't think this does it anymore. If this wasn't here, I feel like I could win this game. But as it stands, I don't think I can. We're going to keep playing here. But I'm really disappointed with how our draws shaped up here. Our opponent had all of the right stuff there. Even the Blade Brand to kill our 6/6. Alright, I assume they're going to start attacking with everything here. Don't even know what the right blocks are. I can't go down to 5 or less, otherwise I'm just dead. So we're going to jump this. And then, I don't even know how we block. This probably blocks here. This blocks. They left back a Spirit. This blocks here. And then what do we do on our turn? We Mass Manipulation this and the Spirit. They're going to play Racketeers this turn. We take 1, 2, 3, down to 6. Then we're just dead in 2 turns. We can't kill them. So maybe I need Teza plus like this thing. So if that's the case, I trade like this. Still take 4 down to... No, this has me taking 5. I cannot win this game. Am I supposed to chump Teza? This has me taking 2 down to 7. They're going to have 2 Spirits, Twilight Panther, Racketeers, versus Teza and a token. I'm going to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't take a third creature. I can only take 2. It's got to be Teza plus a token because of the lifelink, but opponent's going to go up to 14. I can't believe we're losing this match. I'm so disappointed. We had the top deck, and then we drew a blank. Gateway Sneak might as well have been a blank. Opponent had the final payment, too. Yeah. Oh, they get double triggers as well. I forgot about that. So we are just dead on their turn. Alright, stupid Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Even Ill-Gotten Inheritance every single game, just very, very messed up. I can't even survive through next turn because of it. Hate it. Looks like we're going 2-2 with Simic in by force. Pretty disappointing loss here. I feel like, I don't know, something stumbled. I had some pretty good draws early on, but definitely stumbled, and it did not work in my favor. That's just pretty rude card here, going to kill us. You got it, opponent. Give you the good game. There was nothing we could have done there. I don't think we could have played any differently, because if we'd gone for the Gift of Strength somewhere else, we would have gotten blown out. Alright, I can't say I'm not disappointed. I don't think our deck was amazing. We certainly didn't open any bombs or anything like that. We didn't even have really good top-end creatures. But for some of the games, we just didn't see our Chillbringers or Aeromunculuses, and we missed some curve-out opportunity. And then the games where we did curve out, obviously we did really good. So I think our deck was pretty mediocre. I wish we could view it. No Shark to Crabs, no decent rares, no applied biomancies. Just we didn't see what really makes a Simic deck tick. So a little bit on the unfortunate side, but I think that's fine. We'll just take our 2-2. The last game was good. It is really annoying. We played 4 matches and every single one involved Ill-Gotten Inheritance, which is a card. It's a very griefer card. I don't like the design of it. I get what it's doing in the format, but it's one of those things where you just lose to it and there aren't answers to it. Like green Simic does not have an answer to enchantments, and I think that's kind of a design flaw. Maybe it's intentional for some reason, but to give green no way to deal with enchantments outside of like Cindervines and Sunder Shaman is really problematic. Because a lot of those games we could have won if we could have dealt with Ill-Gotten Inheritance. It wasn't even the creatures that killed us, it was the Ill-Gotten Inheritance. And there's not a lot you can do about it, and I don't love that. But enough complaining about it. We might make a whole separate video when this format is over about it. We're going to have to accept our 2-2, and hopefully we'll do better with our other guilds. So that's Byforce. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all next time.